I think it's an opportunity because it forces the question of what next, right? Mm-hmm. So if we have a situation where more and more people start to see, okay, the institutions that we've relied on aren't working. My preference would be that they're reformed, because another aspect of this is the work of Joseph Henrich at Harvard. He's pointed out that part of the Western mindset, what he calls weird, I'm not sure if you've heard that term, Western, educated, industrialized, rich, and democratic. So they've done a lot of research on weird psychology. And weird doesn't necessarily even have to be in the West. You get, someone, they point out, a university student in Sao Paulo is much more similar to a university student in New York than someone in a favela in Sao Paulo, or from the New Yorker to someone in a working class neighborhood. So, but if we like, the first, I think, step in solving a problem is to really look at it. And it seems very increasingly true that the institutions we have are not really able to meet the complexity of the world. They're using models and frameworks and ways of thinking about things that worked 100 years ago. And we now live in this complex, vibrant, dynamic, mythic, weird world where we have to understand that there's something much deeper to being a human being than sort of quantifying people as like kind of nudging them economically to do what you want. And that whole model, I think, needs to break down because it's inhuman. And then the opportunity is, can we build institutions and communities and relationships in a way that take us to the next level of what it means to be human? That actually, and we don't know what that is yet, but I think some part of it is certainly understanding that we are embedded in the ecosystem. We're not separate from it, that the world is really complex, whether you're talking about politics or relationships. There's no simple solution. Ideology is just conspiracy theory. Every ideology is a conspiracy theory, in my view. It's basically like this absolute certainty that the whole world can be explained through one lens, which is just never true, in my view. I mean, I don't think it can be true but again, this kind of brings us back to psychedelics, but this is part of the argument I make in my book, is that psychedelics